Hi everyone.
It's been a while. I forgot how this works. How does this work? Are you guys there? Are you there? Okay. Anyway.
Camera didn't even want to work.
I know. We forgot how to use the camera.
Well, it took us a while.
I forgot to learn. How to brush. How do you say it?
Brush?
How to brush my hair. Okay. Anyway, nothing new there. So we're here to answer some questions that Tamar put up for questions to ask us.
And also to give more update on what our short-term plans are and a little bit of why we're going back into Mexico.
Okay, should we start off with questions or?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, question number 1. Doug D asked, how were the road conditions and would you recommend a 40-foot Class A down there? Road conditions weren't as bad as what we heard, at least in Baja. It was not bad at all. I mean, the roads are narrow, but as for potholes, it wasn't bad. There's a few spots and a lot of times those were labeled beforehand and you just go slow. What about for a 40-foot?
For a 40-foot, I wouldn't take a 40-footer only because the roads are narrower than what we're accustomed to. But you know, semis are passing each other, so clearly you can do it. But we have seen mirrors get slapped, and a lot of times, as we mentioned before, that there's just a huge drop off, so you don't really have that much wiggle room between something coming too close. If somebody makes a mistake, everybody's getting taken out. 40-footer, I wouldn't take it. Can you do it? Sure. And unless you're completely okay with going to nothing but campgrounds, then you'll be perfectly fine and that's all good. But if you don't and you want to go on the beach and hang out and do a lot of the dry camp sites or places, I wouldn't take a 40-footer. I don't think we saw any on any of the beaches that we went to.
All right, question number 2. All right, so Darren and Perry, how easy was it to find free parking or for a fee spots? Easy, super easy. We used iOverlander for everything. So any type of camping that you want, if you want RV spots, free boondocking, if you need, I know this is out of the question now, propane, anything you can find on iOverlander in Mexico. I was surprised. Everybody kept saying iOverlander until you get there and you see, like, I guess you can look on the app, but when you're there and can use it, it's awesome.
And this kind of goes back into the first question as well. If you are adventurous, even if there isn't a spot on iOverlander, because a lot of the places that are on iOverlander is there because someone was adventurous initially and went there and then they marked it and then everybody started going there. So if you're adventurous and you have a vehicle that'll allow you to do that, then there are a lot of places that might not even be on iOverlander. What we've come to understand is all beaches are free. Now, it doesn't mean that you can access all of it. You know, sometimes you're going through some rocky rough spots. But if you have a vehicle, like when we go back, we're going to take the Jeep. And our intention is to go to some of those places that we didn't before and hope we don't get stuck.
All right. Paul Shannon, is there still a lot of checkpoints and does the government still run hotels and campgrounds? That was our first time driving, so I don't know what's a lot and what's not. For checkpoints, I didn't think it was that many for as much as driving as we did. I would say, what, 4-ish?
4 or 5, yeah. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't much at all. I don't think so for the amount of driving we did.
And once you get past, I think San Ignacio, there weren't any checkpoints south of that. Once you start coming back, there's a San Ignacio, even La Paz, but no, La Paz there was a checkpoint there, but there was no one that was there. So there weren't that many checkpoints. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't even be concerned with the checkpoints, because none of the checkpoints that we went to, even the most strict one where they absolutely looked at everything, it still wasn't that bad. It's kind of like going through a border checkpoint where you're coming back through customs or something, and
Yeah.
they're looking to inspect your stuff. It wasn't anything to talk about.
I mean, as long as you don't have drugs or
Yeah.
something you're not supposed to have, you're totally fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about it. Anyway, so we heard from friends that you know, the military, the police, they don't make much at all. So when on the way back we decided, hey, we have extra snacks in here that we got at Costco. So after they were done with their inspections, we would hand out like a handful of like prepackaged cookies or string cheese, stuff that was easily available that we could just give them.
It was something small. For us, it not that it didn't mean a lot. It cost money. Money means a lot to everyone, but it was just something that is a small gesture. It's not a bribe. It's not anything. It's just a thank you for doing what you're doing for your country, and also to provide for our safety as well in the event that something were to happen, because they are there for a reason, and that is to provide safety for all of us as we're navigating the road. So, you know, we had hand sanitizers. I didn't need all the bottles that we had.
Yeah.
We gave them hand sanitizers. You know, they're out there, they're interacting with everyone. It's still COVID is still going on. Not everybody's vaccinated if you want to be. So we gave them that. We gave them snacks, just small stuff to help them out and to just show them that, hey, you know, we appreciate what they're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then as for the government controlling, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, we didn't encounter any of that, so I don't know if that is still the case, if it was before, but everywhere that we went, there were all private. The campgrounds that we went to, they were private. And then when we didn't go to the campground, we went to the dry camping or boondock sites, it was obviously just free.
Yeah. Would we live there full time? The answer is yes.
Yes, absolutely.
It's a beautiful country. The people are kind. A simple way of living, like simple life. I don't know, like cost of living, your money will go a lot farther than in the US. We were sad to leave. So the reason we're going back to Mexico is because we are in the process of buying land. We are really excited. We fell in love with the area. It's not official yet because it's a long process. It's not like in the States where you're done in 30 days. So we were told about 90 days. However, talking to other people that are going through the same process or have gone through the process, it is longer than 90 days. So we're hopeful that it is sometime this summer that we're finishing the paperwork, but we're not holding our breath either. And I'm excited to get out of this tent life for a couple weeks.
Self-imposed.
I know, that was on me. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah,
so what made us decide to purchase land in Mexico? We had talked about living overseas prior to COVID. We wanted to expat somewhere in Asia, somewhere in Europe.
Well, at one point we talked about
living
even
in Mexico. Yeah, we did. We had even gone through the process of getting school locked on for TJ, and then, you know, COVID hit and everything happened, and then we said, you know, let's go ahead and travel, which we discussed in the last video, I think, that we did. And that's how we ended up in the RV. Now that everything is coming back, we're not in, you know, full lockdown stage. We want to get back to doing some of those things again. So buying land in Mexico wasn't the original plan. However, we fell in love with what we saw there, the people, the culture, and just the environment in general. And we want to continue to experience that. So that's the reason behind doing that. And we'll be going back. However, we do not want to just stop there. We want to continue to travel for as long as we can, as we mentioned before as well, until we have to go back to work, which we're hoping isn't anytime soon. So what about here? Yeah.
It's going okay. The Jeep tent it's comfortable. There's 3 of us, so when TJ is asleep, he's all over the place, and I'm like I have to like roll over so carefully because TJ's everywhere. So we still have the memory foam in the tent downstairs. We have it upstairs and downstairs. You like that? So I've been sleeping down there because my back was hurting the other day because TJ. So I slept down there by myself one night. It was pretty amazing. And then now TJ's trying to sleep downstairs with me. So
Yeah.
so much for that. So Tamar gets the tent upstairs all by himself.
And I'm gonna say the tent is amazing. I love it. I love the build. I love everything about it. It's a Smitty built Iverlander Gen 2 tent. The roof rack, it's also Smitty built. I hate it, all right? It wobbles independently side to side. It's poking holes in the top of the Jeep.
The paint is
The
gone.
paint, yeah, it's completely rubbed off. And I'm pretty sure if I keep going on rocky roads, it's going to eventually poke a hole in both sides. So I'm just saying, if there's another option out there, get it. I do not recommend the Smitty build.
Even on main roads, it's
Roof rack.
squeaky
Yeah,
and
it squeaks.
It wobbles.
It's
yeah.
just atrocious. So, but the
Yeah.
tent is amazing. So
The tent is nice.
So they're 50%, 50-50. But beside that, we're done with everything that we're doing here in Campone. So we outfitted the Jeep the best way we think we're going to do it, because we're going to be using the Jeep to,
Oh, I forgot to mention that.
yeah, as we travel back south into Mexico. And then we're planning to probably store it somewhere in the Baja and fly over to the other side. Then that's the plan of right now, and then fly and start flying about. So everyone had asked how we intend on going around. We're planning on flying. RV flying you. All right, you like that? RV flying you? No?
No.
No. Anyway,
So.
back to where I was. I digress. So that's the plan, but we're done. We're done packing out the Jeep, and we have another 6 days, I think, to go until we move in
To the hotel.
To the
for
hotel.
About 5 days. Then we'll meet back up in Arizona.
And we'll tell you why in a future video, why we're going to Arizona next. Anyway, thanks again to everyone for watching. I think we finally hit, I think 1,200, 1,300 subscribers. We really appreciate it. We're kind of quirky and we're getting sloppy on our videos as far as putting them out, but you know, this is life and stuff happens, and this is not the most glamorous place to do any, you know, videos. So
and we're thankful for this, that we can hang out together even if we're driving each other crazy. But true story. But yeah, it's not a whole lot like we feel like putting out from here. It's not like Baja, like every day there's so much to post. Like you have to pick what you post or whatnot, because there's just so much like new stuff to us. Just we get excited when we travel. Just explore new stuff, new food, meet new people, and just kind of in a right now. So hopefully in the next week or so we're gonna get our motivation back. But thank you for the questions and hanging with us still, even though we don't have our RV.
Yeah.
So we have exciting stuff coming up, so we're excited, and hopefully you guys follow along.
Yeah, and RV is in our future again, even if it's just in the name. That was funny, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Got one.
yeah. And then us being in a tent, so like all the RVers have to go by, like if they have to go dumping stuff, and they're towing their little poop.
Yeah, they're big blue. They're poop mobile.
Poop mobile, what those called? They call them.
Big
Anyway,
blue,
so I'm trying to make myself feel better that I have to walk over there to go to the bathroom and shower. I always shower, not in our RV anyway, but the bathroom that's what I miss the most, I think. That try to make myself feel better. I'm like, huh, they gotta go dump their tank, suckers. It wasn't bad.
While we're walking.
I know, to the bathroom.
To the public bathroom. And the last thing I'm going to say is, tent life is a whole lot different than RV life. We've camped here before, prior to going full time. We lived in it, in the same open field, And I tell you what, this place was the quietest place. You didn't see anyone basically, and it was just awesome, so surreal. And then you get a tent, and you start hanging out with the tenters, and you realize
Go ahead.
a lot of tenters are weekenders, and they come here
To party.
to party, and they make noise
All night.
all night,
Talk all night.
like 3 o'clock in the damn morning. Like, bro, go to sleep. Don't you have work
Yeah.
tomorrow?
12 o'clock, our neighbor decided they were going to go fishing at 12 o'clock at night, get in their car, take off, and then they come back and they're outside talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, on both sides, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can hear it through the little mesh. Just saying.
And then another weekend, these 3 ladies walking past 2 in the morning for a bathroom break, all 3 talking.
Like, we're on a military base. Ain't nobody gonna kidnap you. Dang, Gina.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So tent life is definitely different than RV life, because out in the field you don't hear nothing.
Nothing.
Even when there's RVers, you don't hear anything.
Except loud generators sometimes.
True.
Yeah, we ain't hearing no generators now. Anyway, I think we're well over our time, so I'm gonna cut it off there. Anything you want to say?
No. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye. Hasta luego.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below.